Zephyr says, should we separate service pages that if the service plus target location has no search volume, should we create separate service pages if that service plus target location has no search volume? In such a case, should we just reference that service in another service page? I'm not sure I understand the question, but look, just to be clear, if it's an important service to the company, create a service page for it, the product or service page, right? It doesn't matter. It Look, when I talk about category and topic optimization, that's really for the location page, right? We still want to optimize the service pages at the entity level as well, if possible. But there are specific services as part of a broader service category or service type, right? There are specific services, and if they're really important to the company, then it makes sense to have, if you have a top level service category and then you have multiple supporting services that are part of that top level service category, then it makes sense to create sub pages for each of those or posts, however you want to structure it, it doesn't matter. But basically, sub pages that are nested or placed within or child pages of the parent page for that primary service category. And then you have the supporting services as individual service pages that are optimized for no locations, right? It's location neutral. They're optimized to describe that service very thoroughly. And then through internal linking, the same way that I'm showing you here, you can have the internal links to those specific services. So for example, let's just say that under tree removal, I wanted to add multiple supporting services. Okay, let's say that under tree removal, I have now crane tree removal or crane assisted tree removal. How about large tree removal? How about dead tree removal? How about hazardous tree removal, right? Let's just say that I had separate services for each one of those, and I wanted to have a pay because they were very important to this particular client, okay? Then I would create as child pages of the tree removal page, I would add, like crane assisted, for example, right? It would be crane assisted, something like that. If I could spell, whatever. Crane assisted, something like that. That would be a child page of this tree removal page that then it would talk very thoroughly just about the crane assisted tree removal service. And then back on the location pages, right? I would still have this H2, which introduces this element block. These are H3s, H3 links. Look at the hierarchy, right? This is proper HTML markup. So we have arborist services, and then those are H3 clickable links that take you to those specific pages. Well, what I would do in that case then is make these column headers, right? You can omit the images, could just be text links, but I would make these column headers with tree removal being an H3, and then I would have H4 bullet points listed right here for crane assisted tree removal, large tree removal, dead tree removal, hazardous tree removal, etc. You understand? Those would be H4s because now those H4s are subheadings that support that H3 subheading that supports that H2 heading. You get it? That's the proper hierarchy. And so again, that now what is that doing? That's associating this location with not just the general tree removal service, but now with specifically crane tree removal or crane assisted tree removal, large tree removal, dead tree removal, hazardous tree removal. You understand? That's what I'm saying. So guys, it's not necessary to create service times city. It's you just want to make sure that your internal linking is such that you're associating the location page with all of the specific services that you want. Just keep in mind, though, that when you optimize the top level service pages for the entities as well, Google already understands that for tree removal, crane assisted tree removal falls under that. So does dead tree removal. So does hazardous tree removal. So I don't recommend that you automatically go out and add all of those specific service pages as sub pages of the top level service type because it may not be necessary and it's likely not necessary is what I'm saying, because that's what I've been trying to get at, guys. I think a lot of you are still thinking in keyword optimization terms, which is why you would want separate pages for each one of those specific services. But if you optimize the service type properly, the service type page properly, then Google already understands that those are all supporting services that are associated with that service type. So it's not necessary to create those pages because crane assisted tree removal is tree removal, right? So there's no reason to have that on as a specific sub page unless for whatever reason the client wants to see. By the way, you see how I've got these things listed on the page, guys: hazardous tree removal, emergency tree removal, storm cleanup, shrub removal, poison ivy removal. I don't have these as sub pages. because that's additional and unnecessary work, in my opinion. Now, I'm not tracking those keywords. That would be interesting to test, by the way. So maybe I'll set that up after our call today. And then maybe next week we can address that and come back and take a look at it and see, like, how does it rank for poison ivy removal plus Earlysville or Free Union or whatever, right? But my point is, if you wanted to, you could have them as child pages of the top level service page, and then we would change your internal linking to include, and I would do a proper hierarchy, H2, H3 for service type headings. So top level service pages, that's what those are. And then you would have supporting service pages as H4s underneath their respective H3s. Okay. And then same thing on each one of those supporting service pages. If you needed to create them, then you would have an internal link block that would list and link to all of these location pages as well, which is how you associate that specific service to each of those locations that it's available. Guys, it's all about association. That's the whole point, right? We don't have to have a page for everything if we can associate the proper pages, if we can associate the service page and the location pages properly through internal linking, then we don't need to have all those individual pages. All right. Hopefully that's clear. Moving on.